Cyber friend, this is Mitty Man coming at you again from Walker's Music. Yet another word for the day, Thursday morning edition. We give God the glory and all the praise for life, health, and strength for as well as it is. We give Him honor. We like to also mention the End Time Harvest Game YouTube fam blog talk as well. We give all of you your honor. We thank God for each and every one of you. Well, Mitty Man didn't come back at no one last night. I got kind of busy. I was up to my neck in PC work last couple of days, so it kept me away from doing some of the other things. And matter of fact, that even to Blog Talk Radio on Tuesday night, I got kind of busy. And matter of fact, I just was overwhelmed. And matter of fact, I was in the process of rebuilding PC, and I got caught up in that, and I could not stop. In other words, this here PC had to be done, and it had to be done quickly. So, as a matter of fact, I had to spend a whole lot of time, about maybe 6, 7 or extra hours on it. But nevertheless, we give God the praise, and thing did work out. I wanted to say also that a lot of times, if I don't feel led by the Spirit to do a video or anything for that matter, I will not do it. I try to be led by the Spirit. And matter of fact, even to this morning, I'm just saying, I just came before everyone to let everybody know progress on the project, God's Glory Project, is coming along just fine. I told you I made a Facebook Facebook announcement that is going at the speed of grace. And I do mean that. I got one of my other partners that we've collaborated in the past, brother Butler, Richard Butler, out of Baltimore, Maryland. One of the best collaborators I've ever had. I tell you, awesome guy, awesome, very knowledgeable, great musician, teacher. In other words, he's awesome. I'm just so glad. I thank God for brother Richard Butler, because when I get with that guy, we can really get some stuff done. So God bring people in your life that you need like that. Because, in other words, like I said, where one door closed, God opened up 10 more. So, don't ever worry about what's not happening. Just use God. Just be forever keen about the doors that God do open for you. And don't complain and get all bellyache about because somebody didn't show up or whatever like that. Don't worry about that. Just remember, keep the eyes and ears open for the door that God do open for you. And we just want to say that we just give God all the praise and glory and everything looking so good, especially on one of the songs that I wrote myself. And Brother Butler have done some marvelous. Ooh, wow! He put a touch on that song. That good gracious, I tell you what, I can't hardly wait myself. So I'm hoping that you all would enjoy when it do. In other words, when I do decide to make the release. In other words, when we get all the project done, but we're not rushing. We're not rushing this project. We're just taking our time. And we just going to let it go. Like I said, by the speed of grace, that's the way we're going to let it go. So now I just wanted to say this morning, and for just a couple of minutes, I often refer to Psalm 37 and Psalm 27, two of my favorite psalms, as well as Psalm 8 and 1. But today, I wanted to elaborate on a verse of scripture that a lot of times we quote only when we come to the bad thing about a person. But I'm going to tell you that it doesn't only apply to the bad, but it also applies to the good things too. I wanted to say this here about this here quote when we always say a man reap what he sow. You hear that a lot when people be done something. When people treat somebody wrong or whatever, the first thing people say, well, you're going to reap what you sow. That is true. That is true. But let me tell you something else that is also true. That means also when you do good. Now, you don't hear that too much when it comes to good. I don't know what people have against blessing, but God is a God of blessing. Didn't He bless us with Jesus? Oh, what a wonderful blessing. He blessed us when He gave us His Son. Now, the reason why I'm saying that, people, is because of the fact that I'm not trying to get anyone to try to think like Mitty Man, no, or do like Mitty Man. No, you got to do and follow your own heart and mind. But when I was saying about like when it comes to supporting of the gospel. Now, we shouldn't have no problem supporting the gospel. Now, first of all, people, let me tell you something. In this economic society we live in, it takes money. You can't do anything without any money. Money answers all things. Go ask Brother Solomon that. Solomon will tell you, money answers all things. Now, you cannot do and be successful in a project or whatever you might be trying to undertake and do and build unless you got a little finance. You got to have some finances in order to do it. And the gospel, Jesus said, this gospel shall be preached throughout the world, throughout all the whole world, to a witness unto all, then shall the end come. Well, people, we want Christ to come. So we got to publish this gospel. Now, how is that going to be done? Over the whole world. You and I can't go to the whole world, but guess what? Our money can. We got organizations, and I'm just saying, you pick the one, you choose. I mean, personally, I support TBN, Trinity Broadcasting Network, among other things. I would not say, but Trinity is one of my main ones, and Fellowship of Christians and Jews with Rabbi Epstein. I do that. I do it because I believe in it. Giving to the Lord. This support TBN may help somebody one late night and they contemplating suicide, sitting there and they turn the TV on and there'll be Dwight Thompson preaching or E.V. Hill preaching or Benny Hinn, and it may save a soul from going to a burning hell. That's why I donate. That's why I donate. And people, we got people that are arguing, right? They want to argue with Paul and Jane. Well, they went and bought a Cadillac. So what if they bought a Cadillac? You don't muzzle the ox that tread the corn. If they got a Cadillac, so be it. Good. I'm glad they ought to go get them another one. They ought to go get them another one. If whatever they want, they should be able to eat. We shouldn't even be worried about that. And as a matter of fact, we won't even go there. But at any rate, I'm saying to all the ones that believe like I believe, and I do believe that Jesus called us to come. It's a call to worship. People, when you give, that's a form of worship. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but worship, the heart, wherever the heart is, that's where your money will be too. I just throw that in there. I let you figure that out why I said that. See, in other words, when we learn to conquer money, we've just about conquered life. So what I'm saying is let us support these different ministries, whether it be INSP, TBN, whatever ministry, your local church, whatever, whoever is doing the work of the gospel, let us support them financially in any way else we can, prayerfully, spiritually, financially. Let's do whatever we can and support it. If you belong to Christ, you won't have no problem doing that. Remember, if you got a problem with giving to necessities, I dare you to read the New Testament of how all the church, they donated to Paul, to the cause of the gospel. So now people, stop worrying about where the money going. You give it from your heart, it's given to the Lord. Like the song, I believe is Ray Boltz, said, thank you for giving to the Lord. I believe that's the song he sang. I think that's it, but you look it up for yourself and see if I'm wrong. If I am, find out for me and tell old Minnie Man who sings. But I believe it's Ray Boltz. But he said, thank you for giving to the Lord. You're not giving it to Paul and Jan. You're not giving it to Dwight Thompson or Benny Hinn. You're giving to the Lord. See, that's what we need to start worrying about is, see, one of these, matter of fact, I believe my next Bible study, maybe tonight if I get a chance to do it, going to be on just this subject about giving and about how we should give. In other words, I'm going to try to do it tonight because I got to go to revival meeting tonight. One of my first Sunday church is on program tonight at a revival meeting. They have to sing, so I'm going to go. So, if in other words, the Lord say so, we'll be back with you tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Blog Talk. So look for me. And remember, if God is not in it, best we get out of it. This Minnie Man said peace, and until tonight, we'll see you again.